is not just our guest, but our newest partner and correspondent on FinTech Global's network, The Impact, is Janet Salazar. Janet is the President and Executive Chairman at FSUN, the Foundation for the Support of the United Nations. As the liaison office to the UN, FSUN works as a focal group in many areas from awareness to policy advocacy. Thanks so much for joining us, Janet.
Thank you, Nisa. I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful to have you. Congratulations on our newest partnership and the great work you're going to be doing as a correspondent. We've gotten to know each other over the years, and so proud you are the permanent representative for FSUN for 15 years now?
15 years, yes. Hard work.
And you've been doing a great job with it. I think it would be really nice to hear some of the things that you've been doing at FSUN, what you've been advocating for, and how we got here today.
Oh, thank you, Vince, and thank you for having me again, Nisa and Vince. So excited about this partnership that we're having. The Foundation for the Support of the United Nations pretty much was established to, right there, the clue is to support the work of the United Nations. And from the then Millennium Development Goals, so everybody's aware, to now the Sustainable Development Goals, pretty much is the focus of what we do to support the work that the United Nations does. Specifically, we are accredited with the Economic and Social Council, so a lot of the work that we do has to tie into, of course, the objectives of the Economic and Social Council. So specifically for the Sustainable Development Goals that was launched in 2 years ago,
yes.
Right? We are very strong in driving projects on the 17th, SDG 17, which is partnerships.
Perfect
and
for
this
today.
is what
Yep.
brought us together, exactly. Yeah, it's a perfect fit for that.
Tell me a little bit more about the program called Conversations with Men.
Oh, okay, that's actually that is very dear to my heart personally because I created that, and Vince has been an integral part of it from the start. Conversations with Men pretty much is, it came out into fruition because a lot of us at that decision-making level of what we do in terms of gender equality and all that at UN just realized that there's so much talk going on amongst women on this issue, but we haven't really reached out to the other, to the other side of the aisle, which is the topic of a lot of this equality, which is men. So I suggested, during that time in 2013, why don't we just break this entire, same old stories, and let's invite men to join us at the table and really talk to them and with them about what we could do together to advance gender equality, not just, talk about it as a token or something sort of a social thing, but really at the business context. And Vince was the perfect fit to lead this one because of what he does in the business sector. At the same time, I knew that his heart has always been into that entire gender equality, in everything that he does. So, yes, Conversations with Men has always been a very special platform for us, and we intend to continue that moving forward, as we hold forums and summits at the United Nations, and in 2020 actually in Thailand, in Bangkok.
Oh, I want to go back to Thailand
Yes.
In a moment, but thank you so much. I don't know how integral I was, but it was wonderful and honored to participate in those early conversations with men, and I think it's indicative of your DNA, Janet, and how you approach not only your work at FSUN, Conversations with Men, your broader work at Impact Leadership 21. It is about partnerships, and it's about engaging.
Yes.
And to invite men into a conversation about gender equality, I thought was so important because you can't advance unless you're having collaboration and conversation, and you have to be in the same room as parties to solve for an issue. So again,
any examples of some initiatives that have come out of this with Conversations with Men?
Absolutely, yes. So during the first couple of years, IBM became so interested, and also Pfizer, about it, that they initially have suggested that we do training company-wide training, pretty much. I mean, IBM has been a partner since we started Impact Leadership 21, and then these conversations with men. And they were so interested that they wanted to co-curate training sessions that are going to invite and bring together male and female executives in a room to really get to the bottom line of how can we work together at the private sector, especially at that executive level, so that we can somehow chip away those old-fashioned concepts and misconceptions about gender equality and really drive that importance of men, including men in these entire conversations. Because think about it, even right now the majority of the share of the pie is still belongs to men. They write the biggest checks, they still make the biggest decisions, although I'm so happy to know that right now, of course, that is changing a lot in terms of getting more women to sign big checks, but it's just the reality. And so the fact that the private sector and some of these companies have become so interested about this initiative, has given us more drive to make sure that this is sustained, and the conversation is really brought to that high level. And that's the reason why we have also started to take this into the government level, country level conversations about engaging men in the entire conversations about gender equality.
Goes back to systemic change.
Systemic
that's great.
change, exactly.
So if we can jump back to FSUN for a moment, and you started to go down the path of Thailand. I know every March you curate a highly successful and sought after conference at the United Nations.
Yes.
You're taking that on the road this year?
Yes,
going
we're
to
so
Thailand,
excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is going to be the 7th annual Power of Collaboration. So for the past 6 years, you have been part of the Power of Collaboration Global Summit at the UN. And again, like what you could get from the theme itself and from the names, Power of Collaboration, right? So getting together, partnering together. And now we have decided to test the waters and take this on the road. First stop, Thailand, in Bangkok, because there's a lot of interest from the government itself to co-sponsor this and co-create the conversations and the topics together, co-organize this, and they were willing to also rally the private sector of Thailand to make sure that they participate and support us on this one. So I think it's really, the landscape is changing, I think, in terms of all sectors wanting to go and to be on board and jump into the bandwagon of partnerships. And I think that for us who are at the heart of it and wanting to make sure that we also are at the forefront, we wanted to be attuned to that and make sure that we take advantage of that interest and that excitement around this entire space. So we're very excited, and of course that you're going to be part of it. Exactly. So
we're looking
it's
forward to you covering and reporting from Thailand.
Thank you. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Your enthusiasm is contagious. Thanks as always, Janet.
Thank you both. Thank you, Nis and Vince. Happy to be here.